Hi everybody. Well, today is day 14 and the topic is blue and yellow. So this is a bit of pre-prepared oil painting on an oil paper, and I thought I would just put in a little bit of have a bit of a play with a collage for this one. Now need my water. Where is it? Here it is. And a paintbrush, which I haven't got close by. Oh yes, I have there. It's on the other side of the table. So one way, of course, you may or may not know, is to get some ripping happening with napkin paper. So this is a napkin that I've taken the backs off. Just wetting it with a paintbrush helps it to tear. I'll just do a, while I'm here I might just get some ready anyway, because why not? They can go aside for another time. Hope everyone's well today, and in Melbourne here today it is a gorgeous, gorgeous sunny day. Not quite sure what the temperature is, but it's very nice. I just sat out, I had my lunch, sat outside, big bowl of salad, read a bit of a book I'm reading, and just enjoyed the sun, because of course it's autumn here. So they're ready to go for all different types of projects. I just have a little jar of water on my table that has a lid, so it doesn't get doesn't come off, and it doesn't get knocked over by mistake at any point. So what I've mixed up is a bit of Mod Podge, but I've mixed it 1 part Mod Podge to 3 parts water, just so it's a bit more delicate, just a bit lighter. And when this is down, I can go in later and put a bit more over the top that's a slightly thicker blend. Now I made a whole heap of these backgrounds for fun, and also to just do exactly this with them. Maybe I'll put a bit more down here, and then I'll put it aside to dry, so I can make cards out of that, tags, and it's good because underneath is an oil background, oil paint, so it's not like the water's not seeping in, or the water, the Mod Podge mix is not seeping in. So they're ready to go for something else. So I know that this is meant to be a finished project today, but from this perspective, I'm just quite happy to make this and leave it to dry and make some other things. But once you start, of course, you go, oh, I'll just do a little bit more. Oh, why not? Because it's fun. I can see that I might get like multiple tags out of this. I may even, possibly, I will, when it's dry, gesso over it and copy it and make a printable as well from it. I don't mind the ridges, as I've said before, because I like a bit of texture. I was trying to be a bit more delicate, but it is it can be a bit finicky for very, very fine non-lined napkin paper. But it doesn't matter. Whatever you like is the real main thing. And what I like is I thought I'll just stick one bit on and then I'll move on to some other things for day 14 that are going to be part of my journal, because this won't. This will be part of other things. But that's what happens. You just get on a bit of a roll and have fun, have a good time. Maybe see if I can get a little bit of this in. A little bit here. This was just a napkin off eBay, I think. There's only a couple in the pack. It was an expensive way to do it. I couldn't find it in bulk at all. I found some others in bulk, which was good. Okay. I'm thinking this is going to be enough. Or is it? Maybe there's a little bit more to go up there. Make as much, get as much use as possible. There we go. All right. Slide that back a bit. Just put this one down here. Can't help myself. Got to do a bit more. Okay, that's definitely all I'm doing with it. Get my brush out the way. Well, I would say that I actually really quite like this oil paper to do this sort of a thing on. It's gonna, as it dries, it'll probably bend up. When I've finished recording my other ones, I will probably dry it on the back a bit and dry it on the front. And every time I dry it on the back, it'll just help it get flat. So I'm going to put that aside and move on to a couple of other things. Now I found this when I was looking at what I had that was blue and yellow, and I believe it was Sarah's suggestion to do the blue and yellow, so thanks Sarah. I found this gorgeous handmade paper, and I had a bit of a play and made this little little envelope. And then I've got this little bit of washi on the top. I didn't really have anything else to do with this other than I just made that, and it's a complete bit, but I've got a bit more, and I thought I can just show how I made it. So originally it was just like folded like that, and this was along the side. But what I thought I would do is make an envelope that's got one little spot, and even when flaps down there'll be just one other little spot here. So this, I wouldn't use a glue stick for this. I would definitely use Fabric Fix so as it's quicker acting. I'm going to just put some along this edge. And I'm going to also put some along this edge just for a bit of sort of added security, I guess, to hold this part down. That doesn't all go off wandering. And now we've got this one. I'm going to do the same. Okay, so this is beautiful, beautiful handmade paper. I love it. So now I've got one little pocket, two little pockets, and the question is, will I be able to use this top one as a pocket as well? And I think I can. I think it's going to need, this top layer is just going to need to make sure that that's closed down and sealed. And I did try to punch a bit of this paper before, and it's really hard to punch to get a little notch in here. So I ended up thinking, like with this, I actually hand cut it, which I'm not brilliant at. And also I'm a bit worried that, like, if I do one there, that the next one won't match it so well. So I'm making them very little, so they're not obvious if they're a bit wonky. I just had an idea. I had an idea of what to do about that. Let me see. This is an experiment that I just thought about. If I take a bit of this, come on. No, that's what I was thinking. What if I do this? Isn't the brain amazing? I don't think I've seen someone do that before, but I just went, oh, how else can I do this? What else is possible? And all of a sudden that's what I saw. There. Something like that, maybe. Don't know if that blends in. I like it. I like the idea. I don't know if it blends in. I think I might like to find another colour and do that. But there's an idea. All right, I don't like that. I will like the idea. I don't like the colour. I will put those aside for another project. I could also just cut some washi. That might work. In fact, the washi might help with the edges a bit in terms of strengthening them and making them easy to come out. Okay, so I'm obviously deviating here from what I'm meant to be doing. As usual. Come on. Shouldn't have stuck that down before I sorted it, should I? Where's my knife? Here it is. Okay, just this. There. That shows that that's a little place to put a little tag in. Same with this one. And the same along here. And as punches go, I probably could have just punched them with the washi on because the, you know, the washi would thicken it up a bit. It's just that it wasn't, it was just too thin and too malleable, so it wasn't actually working as a punch in those bits. So a little bag to hold, two little bags to hold some tags made out of beautiful yellow. It's a bit distracting, the man with his hammer. It's an old 1952. This is from the Olympics book I've been doing, which has been quite fun. I mean, I cut the cover off and I've been using the pages as glue to glue on. I was meant to get my dabba dibby dobba dibba things and I didn't. Dibby dabba dobba things. There's always one thing you forget. You think you're organised and then you go, oops, no, I am not organised whatsoever. 50% organised, maybe. Now this is the book I was using, the All That Glitters book yesterday, because I like, the paper's really crisp, and but it's also got these gorgeous yellowed edges, browned edges even. Love it. Okay, so I've got my squeezed lemonade Distress Oxide out, and it's my favourite one, favourite bit of yellow. And this was a bit of card. My friend, I was showing my friend how to do acrylic pours. He really, out at the studio out at Wood End, he really wanted to learn how to do some pouring, and he poured a bit extra and he said, I don't know what to do with all that paint, and I got some of this just really cheap watercolour card and just, you know, did that thing. And so I've got a couple of bits of that, and I figured that the green background will work really, really well and harmoniously with, of course, the yellow and blue, because if you mix them together they make green. So as a background it's on a kind of a harmonious thing to use. And I didn't want to make anything really, these ones weren't really just, you know, they're just tags. They've got nothing on the back, nothing, you know. You can write on them, stick them in little pockets for writing. Also, with these sorts of things, I also sometimes like to give them a nice round edge. Almost like a swap card or something like that. And I've got some tiny little butterflies that I want to put on. They're actually, these are little cuts out of a manila folder, like, you know, the offcuts of manila folder. Here's a bit of the quick tack. Craft glue. Craft glue it's called. You know what I think about it if you've watched the last one or two. I'm not going to keep on repeating myself. Just watch it. Anyway, craft glue from Officeworks or Bunnings. No, Spotlight. It was from Spotlight. Look at that. Looks like a spring day. All right, there's one little, let's see. Not quite the right size for that pocket, however. Not quite right for that one either. That's all right, it doesn't matter. I wasn't making them necessarily, you know, to fit everything in. That's going to fit in there. Thing about making all these bits and pieces is that, you know, we don't necessarily make them to be specific. Sometimes we just find the more we make, the more we have to put into things. Whether it's just a big pile of tags sitting around, a bit of a scrunch. Type's a good way to break up a collage so that it's not all a block colour or all one big pattern. I found a bit of stripy blue and white paper, so I thought that was a bit of fun. Make it a bit festive. So what else is happening in the world? We have got stage 3 lockdown going for another month. I might have already said that. And this is just a bit of scrap of leaves, but they've got blue in. Let's just do this a bit. Didn't stick. Okay, right, because that's card and this is card. We might need the crazy glue. Woo. And I punched out a little butterfly out of the blue and white. So that's got a blank back too. Still got one of these. Maybe I'll put one of these here too. Okay. Because it's such a sunny day, we should put butterflies on everything. Everything. All the butterflies. There we go. Down. Oh, here's another one. Let's put this one on too. That bit off. Distress around the edges. Just a bit more on there, just to lightly bring them in together a bit better. Alright, so we've got two little, green is a theme, yes, but it's a blend of blue and yellow, so mostly yellow, bit of blue, bit of green. Alright, so I also found some, when I was looking through my things, I found, found a calendar which had, you know, 2 bits to it. Oh well, it was like that, and I've cut it in half, and I've put on this pretty yellow paper, yellow card. I might, I've got a blue, where's my blue, that one, a blue distress oxide, get a bit of a contrast happening here to all the yellow that I was doing before. Just going through my little bits of scraps and things, and keep these kind of like they're a matching set, bringing back that little leaf motif. in with the flowers in the background. And I also punched out some of this paper had some blotches on the edge of the paper, and I just printed out a couple of the butterflies from the blotchy leftover acrylic pour. Now, what do I want there? That's actually this, I think I'll still use the faux fabric fix. Making myself laugh. So while I'm at it, actually, I might do them all in one go. I'll just put them just over there. Do a bit more of this for this one, or maybe the yellow for that one. Okay, let's do these bits. The heavy duty bit. Butterflies. Now which ones went on which? These ones would go on here because they'll stand out. Lifting up a little bit. Okay, put a bit more in there. 1 or 2 butterflies for this one. There, but that's still lifting up. Okay, let's really get that down. And lid on, and close lid, and these 2 corner punch. These are good for corner punches because they're thick card, and I actually need to coffee dye some writing paper at the moment, so I haven't quite got some on hand, although I might put some graph paper on the back. Oh, just saw that. I'm going to have a go of this. What happens? Add a bit, just a couple of elastic bands. just for a bit of added texture. And let's see, a bit of yellow around the outside. Yep. Okay, maybe I'll do blue around the outside of this one. This one almost, to me, looks like it needs to be just taken back a little bit. There's 2 more cards, and I will put some backing on those. These 2 don't need any. And one more. One more little one of these backgrounds from the green. I think I did yellow on the other ones, so I'm going to do blue on these. This one. I'm just using the little offcuts from those cards for these. These are just little strips that were cut off, and rather than throw them out, just putting them along the borders. That was a bit blobby. Thick, that one, a bit. Oh, I keep wanting to put it up so the writing's up the right way, but you know what, I'm going to turn it around. Press it down. Like that, like that. Can I fit another one in? Maybe. The trouble with these little thin strips is getting them on. number from a magazine. That can go on. Because why not? Now is that a 6 or a 90? I guess it depends what you want to do. I think I'm going to make it a 90. It's probably a 90 because if it was 6 you wouldn't put 06, would you? Or maybe you would. One never knows. Right. Corner punch. Blue distress around the edge, I think. This one's all yellow. That one's all yellow. I've got no butterflies for this one, but that's okay. Just blend that in a bit. And this one's like the others, just plain background. Bit more blue on it, blew it up a bit. Got you some blue. Anyone remember that one? That was very funny. The little blackbird, or was it a bluebird? Blue, maybe maybe it was a satin bowerbird that collects blue things, and he would take his little bits of blue to the girl who was, I think, called Becky, maybe, can't remember. Or was that Becky with the long hair? Maybe I'm getting my girls mixed up, perhaps. Just rambling again. That's what we do. Filling a bit of time while you're not just boringly just doing nothing, making things, and you're all sitting there going, God, say something. All right, I've got the... All right, so the smallest one I've made didn't fit into here. So that will not, unless you want to close it like that. So that will be for something else. They can all go in this pocket for now. There you are, a pocket full of tags. Pocket full of tags. There you go. I've actually not finished. I've got more to do, believe it or not. These were at the top of those two cards, those bits of cards. And I put some of my Distress Oxide. This was fossilized amber. I sprayed it on here, and so it's a Distress Oxide spray by Ranger, and this is Mermaid Lagoon, and you shake them up, and I sprayed them on, and then I sprayed water, and then I just sort of kind of, you know, did this swishy movement around. So technical, and thought that, here's a yellow one, they'd be good little writing cards, so you can write on the back or write on the front, and they can go into the envelope, because these won't fit in here either, but that doesn't matter. Oh dear. So I did pre-prepare those. I did pre-prepare a few things. And it's a bit of fun having a play with blue and yellow. And green, obviously. Because you know, I have to mess things up a little bit. I can't be can't be too literal or too, what do I usually say? I'm contrary, so I need to do things a bit different. There you go. Anyway, but that's a little one that can go into a little pocket. Once again, some days are all right, but you know what? Today those sharp edges are annoying me today. I just want nice, comfortable couch type of rolled corners, because that's the sort of day it is. That's what I did yesterday. Yesterday was Sunday here in Australia, because I know we're all a bit different around the world. I went, I'm going to do my day 13 early, get it done and out of the way a bit, and then because it was Sunday, and my flatmate and I, we just go, you know what, we're just going to save up, because MasterChef's been going now for a week or two here in Australia, and we're just going to save the week's worth up and then binge watch them on a Saturday or a Sunday. And so yesterday I did my did my project, and then I decided to, well, look, you know, we did do, in all honesty, she still walked her nearly 20 kilometres, which is, how do you do that? Oh, that's pretty. Got some others for another day. You can't really see the lines as well through this, but there are some there faintly. Oh, but hang on. It's pretty, but does it go with that? That's the question. Which one goes with this best? So, yeah, finish the story. Okay. I'd still had a bounce on the trampoline and been for a walk around the block and seen some beautiful flowers and plants and taken some photos, and I like that one. That's the one I actually like the most. And some cooking. I did yoga. I meditated. So I'd done all these things, and because I woke up at 4:30, so I'd already had all that. That was all done by 10 a.m. And then I thought I'll do a little bit of my own art for me, for you know, other than a project that kind of is, I feel I'm enjoying it for so many reasons. But I also, some days I just go, oh, but I just need to daydream and, you know, do my messing around explorations without it being a thing. And anyway, the point is, I got in the blanket, the cats came and sat on me, and I blobbed in front of the television. Before I knew it, it was 4 or 5 hours later, and I felt really sick because I hadn't moved. I was like, oh gosh, that was like, I did that in the old days. I don't do it now. There's so much to do and so many things to art to play with and stuff like that. Yeah, so, but anyway, we watched the week worth of MasterChef, and I'm fascinated, actually, because it's a whole new cast and crew, and the old favourites have gone, Matt and Gary and George. And I really like the new people. I love the new people. I'm so glad I like them, because it would have just been like, I'm not watching this ever again, but I love them. They're great. Anyway, every time we're watching this, we're going, this is filmed like, you know, 4 or 5 weeks maybe ahead. So what's, you know, like, what are they going to do when the COVID hits? Because, you know, they're all stuck there. I'm just getting a pot of stickers. Stickers? Oh yes, some of those. Like, how are they going to manage to wangle it? And apparently I think it comes up in the next this next week that's coming up, because it's all pre-recorded. So I'm fascinated, going to be fascinated to see how they deal with it, because they all do share a house too. Oh, that's cute. A yellow bus and a yellow taxi. No, it's not what I was looking for or what I wanted. I want to see if I have got any. I've got pink. I've got blue. I've got little, what's this? Little cute blue cactus. Oh, cannot at all read that. Excuse me, getting my glasses out. It's one of those things, isn't it? And take a trip forwards and back, something sky. That's cute. Yes, glasses. It's annoying, isn't it? Don't like them. I don't like them. Yeah, that just adds another little bit of interest. Adding a little bit of blue there. Got a nice yellow flower. Love that. Just don't know what's in these little pots that you put in there and tuck away and forget about, and then I love that. All of a sudden you just go, oh, how about that? That needs something. What can I use? And it just pops into your head. Beautiful. Yellow flower. There. That just added a bit more interest. And you've got the writing area here, and you can write you can write everywhere on the back of that. Let's move these out of the way. Let me look in my pile, make sure there wasn't something else I had a crazy idea to make. I don't think I did. Found this was cut off one of the... That's cute. Anyway, there is always something else that you think, oh, maybe I'll try that. Give that a go. See what happens. I can't believe I've already meditated and I'm still, my brain, maybe I need some ADHD medication. I'm just rambling along. All right. That's, wow, so much of that just came out through the holes. This is a get messy moment. There, I like that. That's better. I just knew it needed something else. And that's what it was, and that makes me so happy. And a bit more on this one. I wish I had some blue, but I don't, because no one got me any blue. God, what's wrong with me? I want someone to get me some blue. See, social isolation, that's what it's gone. It's gone mad, it's gone nuts. You can only talk to people on the internet. That's hardly satisfying sometimes. There. love that. I do love that. And I think I'm definitely finished now, because this seemed like a very short one, and that's okay because tomorrow's probably the biggest challenge out of all the 100 days, for me anyway. We're going to, yes, make a journal cover out of lace, and I don't actually really think I've got any, so I'm going to have to maybe, I do believe one of our op shops is open, Savers it's called, and it's I think it was Salvos and all of those sorts of a whole heap of different opportunity shops or second-hand shops got together and made like a department store here in Australia. I don't know if it's in the other states or not. I know it's like, I definitely know it's a Melbourne thing. Just putting these out, I'll take a nice photo. I might have to pop there in the morning actually, which is probably annoying for my friend because he works there, and if I pop out he wants me to go and say hi, and he doesn't work on a Tuesday. Oh well. Here we go. That's it. I'm done. That's it for today. Blue and yellow. Day 14. Thanks for watching. Bye. Oops.